Right, welcome back. Today, this is one of the biggies of Transformers lore. This is obviously Transformers Soundwave, part of the original Diaclone toy line, way back in the early 80s. He actually comes with half a dozen of his tape fellas. The fact now that he transforms into a tape deck is very archaic by today's standards, obviously. Primarily, I'm just going to be shifting some stuff over while I move this as well. So obviously in his chest he's got Laserbeak. So you can easily pop him out. He says, there we go. Yeah, his more well-known little spy, his little condor. There we go. Pretty simple. I'm sure I'm missing something. No, no. So where are they? Yeah, and these two little pieces don't necessarily fit so well on his back. So I'm just going to show you like that, all nice and shiny. There's Laserbeak. You can perch him on his, well, just about there. Yeah, he was recolored into Buzzsaw, which we have here. So that's looking pretty cool. And as usual, the point of contention, you know it, Frenzy, Rumble Frenzy. I will side on the cartoon. I know it was a mistake on their part, but you know, there's no right answers. I guess technically this one is Frenzy, so we'll go with that. And very simple transformation here. I always have trouble shifting his feet back in where they go. So yeah, that's quick and simple. I mean, obviously I'll not transform him because I've already done, you know what this one's like already. And I think his feet will come out nice and easy if I'm nice to them. There you go. Now Soundwave, like I said, it's probably one of the more popular characters from Transformers. Again, probably the more popular Decepticon, along with Starscream, in my opinion, anyway. I'd say Optimus Prime, Bumblebee on the Autobot side. So this little bit of awesome here, you see that bit, you're thinking, what the hell is that? Well, fellows, that can actually fit on as a little gun. How about that? That's sweet. That's pretty cool for that time. 1984. Released in Diaclone as Cassette Man, and this sounded a bit wonky. There you go. Now the next, we've got Ravage. Like Laserbeak, one of the more popular characters from G1. This is a very simple transformation. Now, it took him about a year to give him a counterpart, which was Blaster. All these little bits just make this little awesome. Oh, I think I've actually put them wrong the wrong way. Never mind. They do fit in pretty well, but as time goes on, you'll see that there's some figures that just do not want it to fit. So yeah, that's Ravage, again with the classic rub sign. I'm just going to move him out of the way because there's more coming. So Ratbat, the later run character, kind of represents the darker tone of season 3. He actually became leader in the comics in a horrible story called Car Wash of Doom. Don't recommend it. It's like Carnage in C minor. So yeah, that's simple. Again, he will, like they all do, they fit in his chest. Now some late run characters. Overkill here. I mean, I think they really failed on this one as a T-Rex. For one thing, I've got some, I guess, I don't know what Americans call it, but we call it blue tack in the UK, holding them in place because they just do not stay where they're supposed to. So there's Overkill, which obviously is another tape. Yeah, that's what we call blue tack, I guess, in the UK. Don't know what you call it in America. Actually, I can't get it up. Yeah. Simple. I mean, the arms don't do it any favours either. There we go. Overkill. Pretty decent looking tape there. Slug. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned before, they all supposed to come up with a little unbreakable tape tape box, which they all fit into very easy. Just show you one off the hand. I hope they fit in there. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so there's Ratbat. Slugfest. Another weird looking one. Him with Overkill appeared in one episode, and it's a blink and you'll miss it kind of thing. I guess they're trying to make their own little version of Dinobots. So that is him. And then he's upside down. There you go. There's that one. Next we have later run characters. Technically one of my favourites here is... I always got their names wrong. So Beast Box. He's the big ape, obviously. And what's cool about him is that, if I remember how to do... Yes, I remember how to do this. So you're going to see that there. You're going to come back in a minute. And there is Squawk Talk. There's been a number of knockoffs of him, different colours. And you'll notice... There we go. Trying to do this as well as I can. He's a combiner. They should, but he won't. There we go. He should fit in there, and these I'm hoping will fit on either side. Just wondering which ones I have here. And God willing, but not, I don't want to overdo it, but you get the idea here. Ooh. I will do it eventually. I can never get his name right, but it's this bit doesn't want to fit. No, that's pretty sweet as a combiner tape. That is Squawk Box. I have to look over my shoulder because I did not remember his name. So he will sit nicely at the back there. I mean, that's all the tapes for Generation 1 Soundwave right there. Next, we come to the big boy. Soundwave himself. And for a figure, he's got pretty cool articulation. His head turns... well, you can sit him like that, but his knees don't bend. They bend the other way, but that's something, I guess. And like I said, one of the more popular G1 characters, sided with Megatron, but obviously when Megatron got injured in the movie, he showed his true colours. Now these bits I've just taken off are actually batteries. You can fire that one out. And just like Blaster would be the next year, you can push his hands up. Oh, this bit at the back here, I should mention, can slide out. And because I didn't notice until I actually had the figure, these two weapons are actually AA batteries, believe it or not. Not a working radio, obviously. I remember when I bought it, someone asked me, does it actually work? And I thought, no. But that is pretty sweet there. I mean, again, by today's standards, very archaic because he's a tape deck. But yeah, that is pretty cool. And you can fit anyone in there. I think I'll put Laserbeak back in there. It's Soundwave's one of the more popular characters, which is obvious because his interaction with his tapes and his voice, obviously, is Frank Welker, who voiced every character that you see here, apart from the exception of Squawkbox here, which never appeared in the cartoon, but everybody else. And even a spoiler alert, oh, actually, he can accommodate two, I guess. Didn't see that one. In the Japanese headmasters, he actually got destroyed in battle with Blaster and became what they called New Soundwave, but it's actually Sound Blaster. So it was black and yellow. With an extra added feature, you can fit two sets in here, just like this commemorative edition. It's got some random jiggies that don't do anything. But I mentioned earlier, his voice was provided by Frank Welker, who voiced, but used his Inspector Gadget voice. Next time, Gadget, next time. Which was put through a vocoder and made Soundwave. Soundwave's last appearance was in the cartoon episode Return of Optimus Prime Part 1. Never seen again in American cartoon, actually. But as it goes, I think I've waffled on enough. There's Laserbeak. There's Rumble, Frenzy, Frenzy, Rumble. We'll never get that right. There's Frenzy, Rumble, Rumble, Frenzy. Laserbeak's inside, sleeping. There's Squawkbox. Squawkbox? Yeah, Squawkbox. Never get his name right either. There's Buzzsaw. Just transform these two, but there is Overkill and Slugfest later runs characters. Ratbat having a snooze in there. And not forgetting Ravage, the great infiltrator of Soundwave's little team. And that is quite a jumble of guys that he's got there. It's his one-man army. Imagine all of them flying out of his chest at once. But the figure is awesome. They tried recreating it with Blaster the next year. I don't think he's quite as remembered for his interaction with his tapes as Soundwave is. And he is just one badass character. Quite strong too. It's got all of these frequencies at will. And probably not one of my favourite characters, but he's definitely on the top 10 at least. Anyone who knows this channel is I like the Constructicons more. And Starscream. You got to love Starscream. But there, yeah, so Ravage, pretty cool. Panther. As a kid, I always thought it was a dog, but I wised up. I've got all these bits sticking to me. Look at all this kibble we have here. And that is, my friends, Soundwave's cassette army, basically. If you like this video, like and subscribe. There'll be plenty more. I actually had a good time filming this one because there's so much to cover in whatever space of 15 minutes or whatever. I do like Soundwave, particularly. Like I said, now that he's a tape deck, he is incredibly archaic, and I think they even covered that in one of the comics, later on comics from 2007, when he was locked into place. But with that, I shall leave you with this pretty cool figure. So if you're not thoroughly bored by now, like and subscribe, and there'll be plenty more. and over and out. And thank you for watching.